After a wild office party, my colleague pulled me aside and said, "I need to tell you something." Nervous, he whispered, "I saw your girlfriend leave with my friend last night." My stomach dropped. That night, I checked her location and found her at a hotel. Instead of calling, I waited until she got home and said, "So, how was your night?" She stammered, What do you mean?" Then, I showed her the hotel security footage I had in my hands. I, 34 male, live in Chicago, work in project management at a marketing company downtown. I've been with my girlfriend, 32 female, for a little over 3 years. We moved in together a year ago. We had plans. Marriage. Maybe kids someday. We talked about buying a condo. She met my family. Everyone loved her. I trusted her completely. Let me just say this, I didn't see it coming. At all. We had our annual office holiday party last Friday. It was held at a rooftop bar in River North. Classy place. My company went all out, open bar, catered food, DJ, photo booth, the works. Everyone was there, coworkers, spouses, partners, a few plus ones. I brought Rachel. She looked amazing. Green satin dress. Gold earrings. Heels that made her look even taller. She was glowing, laughing, drinking, and having a great time. People complimented me on her all night. Even my manager joked, "Don't let her near accounting, they'll try to steal her." Around 11:30 p.m., she said she wasn't feeling well. She leaned in and whispered in my ear, "I think I'm gonna head out. My head's killing me." I asked if she wanted me to come with her, but she said no. She told me to stay, enjoy the party, hang with my coworkers. Said she'd just get an Uber and go home, maybe put on Netflix and chill until I got back. It didn't seem strange. She's always been independent. She kissed me on the cheek and left. I stayed. About an hour later, I stepped outside onto the balcony to get some air and drink some water. That's when James, one of my coworkers, came up to me. I've worked with him for 2 years. Not super close, but cool enough. He looked a little off. Hesitant. Nervous. He said, "Hey man, I don't know if I should say anything, but," I was like, "What's up?" He hesitated, then said, "I saw Rachel leave earlier." "Yeah," I said, "she wasn't feeling well." Then he said it. "She didn't leave alone. She left with my friend. Mason." They walked out through the back alley. My heart dropped. Mason. I know the name. James introduced him at his birthday party a few months ago. Mason was charming, loud, friendly. The kind of guy who dominates a room. Rachel had talked to him a lot that night. Told me he was funny. Thought nothing of it. I asked James if he was sure. He nodded. I wasn't gonna say anything, but she grabbed his arm before they left. It didn't look like two people casually getting an Uber. I didn't react right away. I just nodded. Said thanks. Then I went back inside, trying to keep my face neutral, trying not to spiral in the middle of a company party. Back at my table, I sat there staring at my phone. We share our locations with each other. She insisted on it a while ago for safety reasons. I opened the app. She wasn't home. She wasn't anywhere near our apartment. She was at the Drake Hotel. It's a luxury spot. Expensive. Fancy. Romantic. Definitely not where you go when you have a headache and want to rest. I just sat there staring at the dot on the map. I waited. Didn't call. Didn't text. Just watched her little location icon sit there at the hotel for hours. At some point, I left the party quietly. Got home. Didn't turn on the TV. Just sat in the dark with a bottle of water and my phone. I waited. Around 4:12 a.m., her location changed. She was on the move. Headed home. At 4:39 a.m., the door opened. She walked in wearing the same dress. Makeup slightly faded. Hair not as neat as before. She froze when she saw me sitting at the kitchen table. Lights off. Just the dim light over the stove on. She looked surprised. Maybe even nervous. "You're up?" she asked, putting down her purse. I didn't say anything right away. She walked closer and said, "What's wrong?" I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "So, how was your night?" She blinked. What do you mean?" I just tilted my head. "You said you were going home early. But I checked your location. You weren't home. You were at a hotel." She stood still. Didn't say a word for a few seconds. Then she tried to recover. Wait, you were tracking me? I didn't answer that. Instead, I said, I went to the Drake. She looked panicked. I told the front desk I left my wallet at the bar. They let me check security footage to see if it turned up. I saw you walk in. With Mason. That's when she broke. Started crying. Whispering, it's not what you think. It was a mistake. I was drunk. I didn't plan it. I didn't yell. Didn't scream. I just stared. Then I said, you lied to my face. Left our office party and went to a hotel with another man. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. She started sobbing harder. Repeating the same things, I'm sorry. It didn't mean anything. I love you. It just happened. I asked her one question. Did you sleep with him? She paused. That pause told me everything. Eventually, she nodded. I haven't decided what to do yet. She begged to talk more. Said she'll do therapy. Said she'll cut off all contact with Mason. Told me she still wants a life with me. I told her to sleep on the couch. It's been a few days. I haven't told anyone. I go to work, I come home, we avoid each other. I barely eat. I can't sleep. The morning after she slept on the couch, I woke up before the sun came up. I didn't sleep much. Maybe 2 hours, tops. My head felt heavy. My chest was tight. You know when you're so stressed that even breathing feels like work? That was me. I walked into the kitchen. She was already up. She'd made coffee. Set a mug for me. I didn't touch it. She tried to smile. I thought you'd want some. I stared at her for a second, then walked past her. She followed me into the living room. Can we talk? I sat down. Didn't say anything. She sat too. Quiet. Waiting. Finally, I said, you said it just happened. She nodded, wiping her face. So explain it to me. What just happened? Because you told me you were going home. You planned to go home. But you ended up in a hotel room. That doesn't just happen. She took a deep breath. And then she said something that made everything worse. I'd been talking to Mason for a while. My whole body stiffened. I said, define a while. She looked down. Maybe a couple months. I almost laughed. A couple months? And you were acting like this was just a one-night mistake? She panicked. We didn't sleep together before that night. We just flirted. Med. Texted. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I stood up. She reached for my arm and I pulled it away. So you've been building a connection behind my back for months and now you want to downplay it? You were emotionally cheating before you physically cheated. She cried again. Opened the chat. There were texts from that same morning, just hours after she was crying on my couch, saying it was over with him. Mason, I wish you didn't leave so early. Do you think he suspects anything? I can't stop thinking about you. You okay? She replied, I'm fine. I just need to fix things first. Give me time. Fix what? Not our relationship. She meant covering her tracks. I didn't confront her right away. I wanted to see how long she'd keep lying. So I asked her later that night, have you talked to Mason? She shook her head. Dead in the eye. No, she said. I blocked him. I walked to the kitchen, grabbed her phone, walked back, and tossed it on the couch. Then explain these. She stared at the screen like she didn't recognize her own texts. Then she tried to grab the phone. Let me explain, I took it back. You don't get to explain anymore. You had your chance this morning. You looked me in the eye and lied. She broke again. Started screaming this time. Full meltdown. Because I was scared. I thought I was going to lose everything. I don't love him. I love you. I didn't say anything. She went on. I swear I was going to end it with him. That night made me realize I didn't want him, I wanted us. Please don't throw this away. I said, you already did. Here's the next hit. 2 days later, Mason texted me. Yeah. He texted me. Said, hey man. I didn't mean for this to happen. But Rachel told me you two were on a break. I never would have gone there if I knew you were still together. A break? We were never on a break. I never even thought we were on a break. I texted back, we live together. She left a party with you while holding my hand 2 hours earlier. He left me on read. But I know the truth. She regrets getting caught. And now? I sleep in our bed. She sleeps on the couch. But every time I close my eyes, I see her walking into that hotel with him. I see the way she paused before admitting they had sex. I see the messages she sent after crying to my face. I haven't told my boss why I look like hell. I haven't told my friends the full story yet. I just go to work. I come home. And I sit with this heavy weight in my chest like something is pressing down on me all the time. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't even know what tomorrow's going to look like. But I know I'm not letting her rewrite the story. Not after everything she's done. It's been 2 weeks since that night. Rachel's still sleeping on the couch. I haven't touched her. Haven't kissed her. Haven't told her what I'm going to do. I don't yell. I don't argue. I don't even ask questions anymore. But I watch. I listen. She still cooks. Still asks if I want anything. I don't answer. She still leaves notes in the bathroom mirror. I love you. I'm sorry. Please talk to me. I wipe them off without reading the rest. You'd think that would be the end of it. But it's not. I had the day off. Stayed home. She didn't know. I was sitting in the back room, door closed, noise-canceling headphones off, working on my laptop. She thought I wasn't there. And then I heard her phone ring. She answered. I could hear her voice through the wall. Yeah. He still hasn't made up his mind. Silence. No. He hasn't kicked me out yet. My heart started racing. She was pacing. I told you, I'll handle it. Just give me time. Don't text me again unless it's important. I stood up, walked quietly to the hallway. She ended the call, then sat on the couch. She didn't know I was standing behind her. I said, "Who was that?" She jumped so hard she dropped her phone. Jesus, you scared me, I didn't know you were home. I stepped forward. Who was that? She looked frozen. It was no one. I said, "You think I'm stupid?" Then she said something that turned my blood cold. It wasn't Mason. I narrowed my eyes. What do you mean? She paused too long. Then she whispered, there was someone else. I sat down on the chair across from her. Keep talking. She started crying, shaking, like she wanted to disappear into the floor. It was a while ago. Before Mason. Before the office party. My throat dried. How long ago? Back in June. Just once. That was 7 months ago. We were planning our anniversary dinner. I bought her a necklace. She smiled and hugged me and said she loved me. She slept with someone else that week. I asked, who? She wouldn't say. I stood up. You don't get to protect him. Finally, she said his name. It was one of her coworkers. Her manager. I wanted to throw something. Not because she cheated again. But because she's been walking around here pretending like that night at the Drake was the one time she slipped up. When it was the second time. That I know of. Now everything feels fake. All those nights she came home late from team meetings. The overnight client event she swore was work only. Even her phone password. How she suddenly changed it last summer after an update. I realize now it wasn't an accident. None of this just happened. I confronted her again that night. What else are you hiding? Just lay it all out. She broke down again, said she was lonely, that I'd been distant, that she felt ignored. I said, you mean the months I was working overtime trying to save up for a down payment? That's when you cheated? She covered her face. Said she hated herself. Said she was depressed. That she didn't even like herself during that time. I said, but you liked him enough to sleep with him. She said nothing. Here's where it gets worse. I checked her work Slack. She forgot to log out on her laptop. I opened it. There were still messages from that same manager. Flirty ones. From last month. Heart emojis. Inside jokes. A freaking Spotify playlist they made together. And in one message, he said, I know we said we'd stop, but I still think about you every night. She's not sorry. She's scared. Scared to be alone. Scared to start over. Scared to lose the safety I gave her. She's not fighting for us. She's fighting for her comfort. I told her I was going to contact her job. Report her and that manager. She begged me not to. Said it would ruin her career. I said, you already ruined everything that matters. Then she tried to turn it back on me. I made mistakes, yes, but I never thought you'd be the kind of person to destroy someone's life like this. I looked at her and said, you've destroyed me more than once. The only reason I haven't burned this whole thing down yet is because I'm still deciding if it's even worth it. Now I've got her crying in the kitchen every night. I've got her sending long emails to therapists and begging me to join sessions. She says she'll quit her job. She'll block everyone. She'll go to church. Whatever I want. But she already lied through therapy once, texting Mason behind my back while pretending to heal. So I don't trust her. I don't trust a word. And still, I haven't told a soul. I haven't told James that she cheated more than once. I haven't told my brother, who always thought she was too smooth. I haven't told my mom, who thinks I'm just going through something at work. I keep it all inside. Because I don't even know where to begin. I've been living with a stranger. Sleeping in a home that doesn't feel like mine anymore. Wearing a mask every day at work while carrying the secret like a boulder on my chest. And now? I don't even know if I'm staying or leaving. I don't know if I'll destroy her career or just walk away and let karma do its thing. I don't know if I'll forgive her. I don't know if I even want to be the kind of man who could. This is the ending of the journey. I didn't plan on blowing everything up at my brother's birthday dinner. But I did. I didn't mean to let the truth spill there. But it happened. And honestly? I don't regret it. A few weeks after I found out about the second guy, the manager, and the lies she kept feeding me, I was invited to my brother's 40th birthday. Small restaurant. Family only. Intimate. I wasn't going to bring Rachel. I really wasn't. But she begged. Said she needed to see my mom, talk to her, show her how sorry she was. She'd been doing the whole model girlfriend on a redemption arc thing lately. Cooking. Cleaning. Reading therapy books. Leaving sticky notes with "Today I chose us" written in Sharpie. I didn't believe a damn bit of it. But I brought her anyway. Because part of me wanted to see her squirm. Dinner started off okay. My brother was in good spirits. My mom gave a little speech. My cousins were drinking, cracking jokes. Rachel smiled the whole time. Laughed at the right moments. Held my hand under the table like nothing ever happened. Until the conversation turned. My cousin Alicia, loud, unfiltered, and 3 glasses of wine deep, looked at Rachel and said, "So, how's the work husband?" Rachel froze. I blinked. Alicia giggled, not catching the tension. "Oh come on. You always post that guy on Instagram, the one with the perfect teeth. What's his name? Tyler? Travis?" Rachel turned pale. I turned cold. My brother saw my face. "Everything good?" he asked. Rachel said nothing. Alicia frowned. "Wait, did I say something wrong?" I stood up. Looked down at Rachel. And I said it. In front of my whole family. In front of my mother, my brother, cousins, and uncles. She cheated. Twice. You could hear a pin drop. She left our office party and went to a hotel with some guy named Mason. Said it was a one-time mistake. I looked at her. She was shaking. But then I found out about her manager. Back in June. While I was planning our anniversary. I turned to the table. "So when you all say how sweet she is, just know, this whole time she's been lying to my face and ***king behind my back." My mom gasped. Rachel finally stood up. "Can we go outside?" she whispered, eyes filling. No, that was all I said. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. I didn't recognize myself either. She ran out of the restaurant. Cousins looked stunned. My brother said, "Jesus, man." I sat back down and said nothing. Everyone was quiet. Then Alicia muttered, "Damn. I was just making a joke." My mom leaned in. "Why didn't you tell me?" I just shook my head. Because I didn't want to believe it was happening. I left shortly after. Rachel was waiting in the parking lot. Crying. Said she was humiliated. Said I betrayed her by airing it out like that. I laughed. Actually laughed. "You think that was betrayal? You really think anything I did tonight compares to what you did for months?" She screamed. And then said something that finally broke the last thread between us. "I wasn't happy, okay? You were distant. Cold. You put work before me. What was I supposed to do?" I just stood there. looking at the woman I thought I'd marry, who now sounded like a stranger with a voice I couldn't even trust. You were supposed to talk to me, I said. Not sleep with someone else. Not text love songs to your manager. Not sneak around while I was building a life with you. She started sobbing harder. I walked away. Got in my car. Drove off. She didn't follow me. I moved out 3 days later. Went to my brother's spare room. Blocked her number. She kept sending emails. Kept begging. I didn't read them. A few weeks later, I heard from James, my coworker, the one who told me the truth. He said Mason was telling people I overreacted. I laughed again. Not because it was funny, but because of how predictable these people are. Rachel's manager? HR opened an investigation after someone forwarded the Slack screenshots. No idea what happened, but she quit her job a week later. I heard she moved in with her sister. Started seeing a therapist. Maybe that's real. Maybe it's just PR for her next relationship. I don't care anymore. You know what betrayal feels like? It feels like being in a room full of people who love you, and still feeling alone. It feels like sharing a bed with someone every night, then realizing they were somewhere else, emotionally, the whole time. It feels like questioning your memory, your sanity, your worth. But after all of it, here's what I learned: people don't slip. They choose. They choose to hide things. To lie. To protect themselves instead of protecting the person they promised to care about. And when someone shows you who they are, believe it. I'm still angry. I'm still sad. But I'm not broken. I'm rebuilding. And for the first time in a long time, I'm starting to feel peace.